just wanna see the light.
Hey, what is going on, Marksman Army? It's your boy, the Marksman, and I have a special guest today. We have Spartan 1776, my good buddy. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, bud? How's it going, man?
Well, you know, it's going. It's another day. Another day.
Another day.
As you guys can see, there is a new banner, and it says SportZone. SportZone is the new official podcast of mine and Spartan's, and it's going to be all sports talk all the time. If you guys like what you are going to see in here, please drop a follow and be sure to hit that sub button. It'll greatly appreciate it, and it'll help us out and put more stuff back into the stream. So, Spartan, buddy, pal.
Yep.
How about them NBA finals?
So, about those NBA finals. So let's talk about the Western and Eastern Conference finals. So a little backstory here on the Eastern and Western Conference finals. We got Lakers versus Nuggets. And I want to say it was Heat and Boston.
It was.
So, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, we can't all be perfect. All right, you know, it's fine. We don't talk about it. Whatever.
He's just mad because his Lakers lost.
You're damn right I'm mad with the Lakers lost. All right. Somebody's got me mad about it.
Obviously.
So we got Nuggets, Lakers. Let's start with West so I can get it over with, so I can cry about it later. First game, game one, Nuggets, Lakers. Lakers were not doing anything. Lakers were not holding Denver to anything. Denver just came in, destroyed, ramrodded the Lakers. Even with LeBron's game, Davis's blocks, defense, you know, whatever else.
Yep.
And they really couldn't get anything going. It was a giant
mess. That's what it was.
It was a giant mess. Okay, game two. A little bit better from the Lakers. Lakers showed up a little bit more and really kind of kept the ball going. It was kind of a back and forth type thing. It was kind of like, okay, you shoot three, I shoot three. You know, I drive to the hoop, you drive to the hoop. Oh, I'm going to dunk this one. I'm going to dunk back on you.
Right.
Second quarter.
Excuse me.
Second quarter. You know, not the best start out for the Lakers. Really, it was.
I would say.
I don't know how to put it.
It was pretty much reminiscent of the first game.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So I was just looking at the stats from the first game, right? And here's the scary thing. LeBron went 0 for 4 from 3-point range in that first game.
Yeah.
9 for 16 from field goal range. The only thing he had going for him is he had 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and a total of 26 points. 26! Anthony Davis had more points than LeBron James in that first game. Anthony Davis, a power forward.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is a good player. He is. But the thing is
No doubt, no doubt.
he is not better than LeBron. He should not be outscoring LeBron any day. Any day. For them to go into that first game and him outscore LeBron and LeBron go 0 for 4 from 3 where he is mostly dominant other than dunking, that shows right there that something happened with LeBron and he's not all there in that game.
He wasn't there now in game 1 at all. Because I'm looking at it, and his field goal was 9 for 16.
Yep.
Anthony Davis was 14 for 23.
Yeah. I mean, Anthony Reeves
had one more 3-point.
Well, and Austin Reeves even did better field goal wise than LeBron. He went 7 for 14, so he was half and half.
Yeah, but he was also 5 for 9 from the 3.
Yeah, compared to LeBron's 0 and 4. Now,
and Austin Reeves had 23 points to LeBron's 26.
Yep. Now, let's talk game 2, okay? That was a closer game. That one, Denver pulled out 108 to 103, so it was definitely a very close game. LeBron.
Yes.
0 for 6 from three-point range. And 9 for 19 for field goal. This time he only had 9 rebounds. He had 10 assists, 2 personal fouls, and 22 points. He got 1 less point in game 2 and did worse from three-point range than he did in game 1. Now, don't get me wrong.
Should we talk about Anthony Davis's 14 rebounds?
4 assists. However, here's the downside, though. Anthony Davis also had 4 personal fouls. Okay? Out of everybody, he had the most... Well, no. Hachimura had 4 as well. So, if you consider the bench as well, Hachimura went 8 for 10 from field goal range with 30 minutes of gameplay. So that's not bad. That's not bad. But when you look at your starters and your starters who, are playing 40, 30, whatever minutes, and your one that is normally your number one guy goes 0 for 6 from the three-point range, that's mind-boggling. Don't get me wrong. LeBron is the GOAT. Like, yeah, he's the all-time NBA, scoring leader, whatever. But what happened in the first 2 games where he went no three-point shots? What happened? He's been in the playoffs before. He's been in the finals. Yeah. He's an MVP. How is he missing his shots now compared to several years ago when they won the NBA finals? Like, what happened? Now, don't get me wrong. I know when they won the finals this last time, they had a lot of heart going into it with the loss of Kobe and Gigi. So, they were playing to bring the title back to LA in memory of them, which they did. Honestly, that year was a good year for LA people. I mean, the freaking Dodgers won the World Series, the Lakers won, the NBA Finals, the LA Knights, were in the playoffs and made it to the finals. However, they did lose, but they made it to the playoffs and made it to the finals. The Rams and the Chargers, that's a different story, so we're not going to talk about that right now. But you go from a team who had all this momentum winning the finals for Kobe to the next year they're not even in the finals to now they're in a playoff contention and they lose to Denver. Which, by the way, let's not forget, it's been a while since Denver has even been in the playoffs. I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean,
when was the last time they were in the finals?
Denver, Denver?
Yeah.
I mean, Denver this season, Denver Nuggets are on another
Yeah, here we go. This is what I want. So,
another level this season.
right. So I just looked up the Denver Nuggets playoff history. So in their 47 seasons as a franchise, they've made the playoffs 29 times. So, about half of what they've been around for. In the past 10 seasons from 2014 to now, they've made the playoff 5 times, won the playoff series 7 times. They have no championships. Okay. Let's see. What years did the Nuggets make the NBA Finals? This is their first year in the finals. This is the first year in franchise history the Nuggets are in the finals. And just so everybody knows, the finals have started. They have. The first game was actually on the first, and the Nuggets came out with a 104-93 win against the Heat in Denver. So Denver is up 1-0 in the series, and tonight is actually game 2, and Denver is hosting again. That game starts at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ABC, so make sure you guys go tune into that if you want to see if Miami can come back from a 1-0 deficit. But again,
I'm looking at it right now, and Denver has an 80.9% chance of winning game 2.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't like them. I don't like Denver because they knocked out my Lakers. But I hate to say this, but I think Denver is winning the 2023 NBA title.
Oh, definitely. If they don't,
and you can't tell me otherwise.
Here's if they don't,
fired.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he is on fire this season. I don't know what happened to make him just all of a sudden fucking click, but he is just mobbing. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
See, May. So, I mean, let's just go look at the last game against the Lakers. I know you don't like to talk about it, but if we go box score for the Nuggets, Jokic went 3 for 6 from 3-point range. Okay. This is a center shooting 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Okay. No other center other than maybe Antetokounmpo or someone like that can nail 3-pointers. Okay? Antetokounmpo, when he really wants to try, he can hit those fucking 3-pointers. But Jokic is 11 for 24 from field goal range, 3 for 6 from 3-point range. He had 14 rebounds, 13 assists, 30 points. However, he did have 5 personal fouls, which, don't get me wrong, I think the personal fouls thing is starting to get a little ridiculous. These refs are starting to call fouls for the stupidest of things. But the fact that
there's not supposed to be a foul there.
Well, yeah. But the fact that he goes 3 for 6 and James went 4 for 7. Okay. He is up there with LeBron on 3-pointers in that game. How? Okay. How? Hunger.
So I'm looking at
he's hungry.
So game one, Denver Lakers. Jokic, whatever, however you say that. 42 minutes. Okay.
Yep.
12 for 17 field goal.
Yep.
3 for 3. Didn't miss a 3 that he shot.
Nope.
Okay. 21 rebounds, 14 assists, 4 personal fouls, 34 points.
Yeah. So he did better. He did better than LeBron, and he's a center.
Yeah.
So my question to you, being a big-time Laker fan, big-time LeBron fan, big-time Kobe fan, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Kobe fan as well, and I'm a big Laker fan. What do you think is happening with LeBron where it's causing him to have this slump, especially in the playoffs? Like,
I
what do you,
honestly think it's age. I think age is catching up to him. He's not. Don't get me wrong. I love LeBron. I
he's
love
what?
LeBron. I
Like
love
30
LeBron.
something? 40?
30.
He's 38.
Ew,
He'll be 30
38.
he'll be 39 at the end of the year. So,
Yeah.
think about it
He,
this way too.
I think age is finally catching up to him. He's slower. Not I wouldn't say slower, but he's having struggles in transition down the court. He's he's
He's been injured like
he's
what,
not.
5 or 6 times in just the last couple of
Yeah,
months with
yeah.
like ankle.
I think it was just his ankle. Before I want to say, I think before the playoffs started, before they played Golden State, after they played Minnesota.
Yeah, something like that. So, you want to know what my hot take is on that and what I think is the problem?
Hmm.
So, think about it. He's about to be 39. He's pushing 40, right? So, yeah, age is kicking in. But we can't really count age as a thing because look at Michael. Michael played for a while, okay? Kobe played for a while. And then if we want to get into other sports, look at fucking the GOAT Tom Brady. You know, he was playing for years and he's well into his 40s. Brett Favre did the same thing. Okay? Yes, age can take a factor in how you perform in sports. But I would say with NBA not being as much of a, I'm not going to say it's not a harsh sport because it is. It's harsh on your body, but it's not like NFL where you're getting hit all the time, right? But you had to think,
Hmm. Yeah.
this dude has been playing since 2003. Okay. 20
Yeah.
years he has been in the NBA playing. 20
Yeah.
years. He was drafted straight out of high school. He didn't even go to college. He went straight from high school to the NBA. First player ever to do it. I think
Yeah.
it's the fact that now that he's accomplished being the all-time NBA score leader, there's nothing else to accomplish. Okay? So he's starting to reassess his life's choices. But then you also got to think about this. Oh fuck. My son is starting to come up the ranks and he's starting to play ball. I wonder if I'm going to be able to play with him before I retire. So now he's stressing himself like, am I going to be able to get my son onto the same team as me, play a season with him, and then retire before he's ready to retire? Right? I think he's stressing himself to the point where he is slumping and it's causing him to not be as good of a basketball player right now. I think he's letting the pressure of being the greatest of all time get to him. He's, worried about if he's going to get to play with his son in the pros, which, don't get me wrong, having both him and Bronny on the same team, that would be fucking dope. Like I don't
I,
even
yeah.
I don't even think it's been done where a father son has played on the same team in the NBA. It's happened in baseball with King Griffey Jr. and Sr., but it hasn't
Yeah.
happened in NBA, right?
No.
And it's not going to happen in
Well, he also
NFL.
said no. He also said in an interview that if his son makes it to the NBA, he he wouldn't force him to play with him. He would
Right.
he would he'd want him to explore his options. You know, if that's against a rival team, if that's with a uh, Eastern Conference competitor,
Yep.
if that's with the Lakers, great. If not, good. I will play up against you for maybe one season and then retire and go down as the leading scorer in the NBA.
Yep. Well, I mean,
to submit my legacy into the Hall of Fame and then be into the Hall of Fame. Because don't get me wrong, he will be in the Hall of Fame.
oh, definitely,
He
definitely.
won't be
He
he won't be Jordan caliber. He is his own caliber in his own era.
Yeah, so see that's the thing that
Because
irritates me.
up against you can't go up against Jordan's 6 NBA championships.
Yep.
So hold on, let's put a pause on LeBron thing. Let's talk about Jordan for a minute.
Okay.
Jordan is a 6-time NBA champion
That's right. Six
with the
time.
Chicago Bulls.
Not one, not two,
With
not
the
three,
Chicago
not four, not five, but six.
6-time NBA champion, 91 to 93. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
him, Pippen, Scotty. I mean,
Well, Scotty is
was,
Pippen.
yeah, I realize that. Who was his name? Dennis Rodman.
Yep.
Steve Kerr.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who else, but
Oh, so
player.
many different people that Michael has played with that they have said in interviews they cannot compare it to Michael. No one can.
No. And the 91-93 Bulls, come on.
Dude, for sure.
Like, the three-peat, they didn't think they could three-peat.
Right.
They three-peated. 96 to 98.
Yep.
What is that? What is that? 96, 97, that's another three-peat.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And
well, and keep in mind, his last NBA Finals, he was sick.
The sick game. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And you're not going to tell me that you can't walk around as a 6-time NBA champion, three-peat an NBA Finals, and then 3 years later, three-peat again, and win NBA Finals. What is that? What did that say? 91 to 93 NBA Finals.
Yep.
MVP. What is that? 96 to 98 NBA Finals MVP.
Yep.
So you're telling me that he was a Finals MVP and every single NBA Finals he played in?
Yep. Well, and if you think about it, like, one of the biggest things that everybody says is, they talk about the 91 to 93 and 96 to 98, but everybody's like, well, what happened in 94 and 95? He wasn't with the Bulls in 94 and 95. He was with Charlotte, wasn't he?
No, he was with the Bulls.
Was he? Because I know he played for like Charlotte or someone at one point and then went back to the Bulls for his last 3 seasons.
So it says 84 to 93 Chicago Bulls, 95 to 98 Chicago Bulls, 2001 to 2003 Washington Wizards.
Washington, that's who it was. So it was his last few seasons that he changed. Okay, so think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would have been awesome if they could have went from 91 to 98 as NBA champions. I mean, think about it.
Oh yeah.
They did 91 to 93. Missed out 94 and 95. Then come back and do it 96 to 98, 3 years in a row. I mean, obviously there's something going on in 94 and 95 where, Bulls just weren't clicking. I mean, I know around that time, that was also around the time that he was also helping out with the U.S. team for the Olympics, stuff like that. So, not necessarily a good time to be trying to do NBA championship run while also helping win the U.S. a gold medal. But the thing that irritates me the most about the LeBron and Michael debate, right? LeBron, yes, he is a GOAT. He is. I don't always like to say it because, I feel like a sellout when I say it, but LeBron is a fucking GOAT, okay? He is the definition of greatest of all time. However, if I was going to say who is the greatest of NBA history since the 80s or 90s, I would put Michael at one because Michael did things that nobody else has done. Okay. I'd put Kobe at two, and then I would put LeBron at three. The only reason I put Kobe over LeBron is because Kobe had the same mentality, the same gushing, and the same like spark that Michael has. Okay. Kobe legitimately broke his finger during a game, walked over to the side during a timeout. His coach put his finger back in place, went in there, and finished the game. Kobe also broke his ankle, still went in there, did his free throws, finished the game.
No, he didn't break his ankle. He tore his ACL,
Or,
and
yeah, tore his ACL.
because it was at the free throw line, he
Right.
tore it and sat out for one play. Well, finished his free throws, went out, came back in, and played the rest of the game on a torn ACL.
Okay, that's even worse. Okay, that's even worse than a broken ankle. Just saying.
Yeah,
But he could do
I
that.
mean,
But my point is, then you have LeBron who comes in, right, and hurts his finger, or is having some sort of cramp and sits out the rest of the game. How does
yeah,
that make him as good as Kobe or LeBron? Right? Like,
I
and
mean, it was it. So Jordan in his era, Kobe in his era, and LeBron in his era. LeBron couldn't play in Jordan's era.
no, definitely couldn't. Really quick,
Kobe,
really quick. Hey,
go
Harley
ahead.
Quinn, how you doing? Thank you for stopping in. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, dude. Um, LeBron couldn't play in Jordan's. Kobe could probably play in Jordan's, but Jordan did play up against Kobe.
Well, I was gonna say, obviously Kobe could play in Jordans because if you think about it, one of Kobe's first games was against Michael. So I mean, that was technically still
Yeah,
in the Michael era because Kobe started playing like what, mid '90s, late '90s, something like that.
something like that. Yeah, and I mean, we were honestly robbed of a NBA Finals with the Lakers and the Bulls.
Right. Definitely.
Um, because just imagine, okay, whatever year Jordan and Kobe were both in the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the hype, the crowds, the everything else against your main poster, your main thing around that would be Kobe versus Jordan.
Right. Right.
And you can't
So.
tell me that that game is not going to be, uh, probably one of the best freaking Game 7 series in NBA history.
Oh yeah.
You got the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan.
Yep.
You got Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
If that happened today, uh, can you imagine the amount of press, the amount of, you know,
Definitely.
stable, well, when it was stables, not crypto.com arena or whatever the hell it is now.
Right.
Um, you know, uh, everything else that's going on, it's it's an attraction piece. It's Kobe versus Jordan, Jordan versus Kobe. You got probably two of the greatest players of all time
Yep.
in the NBA Finals playing against each other.
Yep.
You can't tell me that's not going to be probably one of the best. That's like Bird going up against Magic, you know,
Right.
or LeBron versus Steph. You know how many countless times we've seen LeBron versus Steph.
Oh yeah,
I love
yeah,
LeBron. Don't get me wrong. Curry's a good guy, good player, good shooter, good everything else.
yeah,
But I'm tired of hearing about LeBron.
yep.
Like
So
Vlad,
I was just looking,
That is
and
finally somebody else
oh yeah, yeah,
in
definitely,
the NBA Finals.
yeah. Well, that's how I felt when Phoenix went. When Phoenix went, I was happy. It was somebody different. When Toronto went and won it, I was happy because it was somebody different, right?
Yeah,
But I was just looking, and Kobe was drafted in 1996. Um, and he went. Where is it? He was drafted in 96. He was pick 13 in the first round by the Charlotte Hornets. However, the Lakers wanted to make a trade because they were trying to clear up space for Vlad because his contract was just too expensive. So the Lakers put out feelers to the teams like, hey, we're willing to trade our 13th pick, whatever. And it just so happens that as part of the trade, the Hornets weren't originally going to draft Kobe. So just some things kind of happened. Vlad threatened to retire if, he was traded from LA. But then on the next night, after the first round and stuff, Kobe had to be co-signed a contract by his parents because he was 17 at the time to sign with the Lakers because Vlad accepted the trade to the Hornets for Kobe. So they traded their all-time player Vlad to the Hornets to put risk on a new kid. That right there shows how much Kobe did in
yeah.
high school, just like LeBron did. Okay.
Yeah.
I think if we had Kobe still and we had LeBron and we had Michael, and let's put, let's not throw shade on Rodman because Rodman was really a good player. He was just crazy. Still is crazy, but he was a good player. So if you take Michael, Rodman, Kobe, and LeBron, put those four on a court and say, hey, you're doing 2v2. How would you set up the team?
So so this is gonna be far out of left field, okay? So
Okay.
just hear me out. Okay, so we got you said LeBron, Kobe,
Rod.
Michael, and Rodman, right?
Yep.
Give me Jordan and LeBron, Kobe and Rodman.
Okay. Honestly, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Um, Honestly, the only reason why I would have made it to where it was Kobe and Michael is because they are so much the same. But that is also a downfall, right? Because Michael was a ball hog,
Yeah.
Kobe was a ball hog. I mean, there were when Kobe was still young and playing with the Lakers, and when Shaq was with the Lakers, a lot of the new guys and stuff that were coming in went to Shaq and was like, "Hey, can you tell Kobe to start passing the ball? It's not fair." And so he goes to Kobe and he says, there's not an I in team. And he goes, yeah, but there is an ME in that motherfucker. So that
Exactly.
showed right there that, hey, Kobe's the GOAT. He's going to do what Kobe wants to do. Michael was the same way. You watch the
Yeah.
documentary on Michael on Hulu and all that, and they tell you Michael was the same exact fucking way. He's like, there's a me in this thing. I don't need you. I'm going to use you when I need you, but at the same time, I'm the motherfucking star. Get fucked and go away. Type of thing, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
they also talked about when Jordan and Steve Kerr, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors,
yep,
um, were on a team that season, and he punched Kerr
yep,
for missing shots.
yep. They even make mention of that in NBA
And
2K23 and the Jordan showcase thing. If you play it,
really,
yep,
oh, okay,
yep. Um, but I mean, I know what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. It definitely, I think having LeBron with Michael is a good scheme because you got Michael who is the dunker, more of the dunker than anything, the showboat, and you got LeBron who can do it all, right? So they complement each other.
yeah,
Then you got the craziness and tenacity of fucking Rodman, who, don't get me wrong,
yeah,
he can fucking throw it down and he can shoot threes. Okay? Teaming up with one of the best 3-point shooters and dunkers in the NBA, Kobe Bryant. They might tussle a little because they're both like, on Black Mamba type of thing. But at the same time,
yeah,
they're going to get shit done. Now, do I think Kobe and Rodman are going to come away with the win? No, I don't. And I'm not saying that because I don't like Rodman or I don't like Kobe. I'm saying it because realistically, nobody can beat Michael and LeBron together. Nobody.
no, yeah,
Kobe would have to have someone just as good as him, if not better, to beat Michael. That was one of the things that Kobe would always joke around with Michael about is, oh, I can beat you one on one. But Michael would come out in interviews and say that, he was always just playing around. He knew that he could never beat him, that Michael was the greatest, stuff like that. So even Kobe being greatest of all time, Black Mamba, setting all these records, he was still humble enough to tell Michael, look, I'm never going to be better than you. You're the greatest.
yeah,
I don't want to be better than you. But in my mind,
yeah.
these new kids that are coming in, like, let's take fucking what's his name from Dallas. Oh, what is his name? The one that flirts with the female referee. I can't think of his name.
Oh, oh,
Jokic?
oh,
No, not
no,
Jokic.
that's Denver. Um, Luka Don, Don,
Doncic.
Don.
Yeah, Doncic. I knew it
Yeah,
was something like that. So let's take him, right? He comes in, does his first season, right? The dude's been on fire the last couple of seasons, man. Like
oh
it,
yeah,
if he really applied his mindset to the game and not, flirting with referees, he could be up there with Steph Curry. He could be up there with, Damian Lillard. People like that. I wouldn't say he would be Kobe or LeBron level, but he could definitely be Dame Lillard level. Okay. And Dame Lillard,
yeah,
that dude gets way too much fucking heat just because he's on Portland. Okay. There's nothing wrong with Damian Lillard. He is the franchise of Portland, right? If Portland was to lose him,
yeah,
Portland would probably disband because Damian Lillard
oh
and
yeah,
McCollum made Portland who they were. They got rid of McCollum, tried to do the freaking what's his name? I can't think of his name. I think he's with Brooklyn now. I can't remember. Um
uh, Lopez.
no, he I can't remember his name, but I know he wears a headband. Maybe he's with. No, he's not
Oh,
with
he's
Lakers.
on. No, he's on the. He's on
Is he on
the
Phoenix?
Nuggets.
Oh, is he on Nuggets?
Yeah.
Uh,
He's on. He's.
trying to look. No, not him. No, I don't. I think he's with. Hold on. Let me just look up Portland Trailblazers. That is not how you spell Trailblazer. Oh, I remember when people were like all excited because they picked him up and then he only did like one season. God, I am drawing a blank today. I don't know why. I'm usually not this bad with names. Trailblazers. Blazers. Um, I think he was with them in 2021. Do 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 do. Sorry, guys, drawing a blank here, trying to figure out who it is. DJ McCollum. It's who they picked up after McCollum left. I can't think of his name. Transaction. Let's go. Previous season? Maybe he was with them in. Info.
So it says is that the Blazers will receive, this is 2022, uh, for the CJ McCollum trade to New Orleans Pelicans was Josh Hart, Nico Alexander Walker, Thomas Satrowski, and Didi Luzauda.
Yeah, that's not who it was. Uh, I remember when they signed him, everybody made a big fucking deal because they're like, "There's no way he would have came to Portland," and he did. Um, no, no, no. I feel like there's another person with his name in the NBA, but I can't remember. Like, there's two of them. Is it
Are they
20?
the brothers, the Lopez brothers?
No, it's just like a coincidence that their first names are the same. Why can I not think of his name? Trail Blazers pick up. Oh, Trailblazers signing. I don't want 2023 butthole. It's not. I want to say his name was Anthony, but I can't. I don't want to. But I don't think it was.
Mm.
No. Uh, Carmelo Anthony. That's who it was.
Mm. Okay.
Carmelo. Okay. Well, I don't know why it took me so long to think of Carmelo. But what I was gonna say though is, you get people like Damian and Carmelo together. Doncic could be just as good as them, right? But not LeBron or Kobe
Mm.
status. But the point that I was trying to make before though was there's guys today that if they really put their mind to it, they could be some of the greatest of all time. But now, more than anything, it's all about what sponsors I got, what connections I have. Excuse me. How much money I'm making per contract. It's not about the game anymore, and that's what Kobe, LeBron, Steph, Rodman, Michael, they all cared about is the game itself. And honestly,
Yeah.
that's how James Harden is too, right? James Harden, he's always about the game.
Oh, yeah.
You don't ever see him going out there like Durant or Steph or some of these other guys and being like, "Oh yeah, I got this sponsor, I got this sponsor." I'm trying to get the nicest of cars, nicest of clothes. Yeah, like yeah, he shows those off when he gets them, but he doesn't show it off every single day. Like look at LaMelo Ball, right? Fucking kid gets drafted by Charlotte and takes off, right? Does way better than he did with
Yeah.
Lithuania and all these other places that he's been. Lonzo, right? Big brother gets drafted to the Lakers, does all right with the Lakers for a while, gets traded to Pelicans, does all right with Pelicans for a little while, gets traded to Chicago, does better with Chicago than he has with the Lakers, right? But then just kind of
Yeah.
drops off. LaMelo comes in, fucking dominates, even kicks his own brother's ass. Then middle brother comes in, gets a spot with Charlotte for about 2-3 games, gets kicked back out. If those boys would stop worrying about what their dad was doing with Big Baller Brand, which by the way, none of them really have anything to do with Big Baller Brand anymore, because they were tired of their dad's shit. If you hadn't noticed, but if they weren't so focused on that and focused on, oh, look at my nice Ferrari, look at my nice Lambo, look at my money, look at my clothes, look at my jewelry, stuff like that, and paid more attention to their time on the game like their dad was trying to get them to do, they would be so much better. D'Angelo would be in the NBA like he should be, and LaMelo would be with a better team than Charlotte, or he would even take Charlotte to the finals, and Lonzo would actually be a contender as well for the finals. But they're not because they're too focused on the fucking money, right? But that's just my take on it. But again, game 2 of the NBA Finals is live tonight, guys, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on ABC. I think what we should do, we have been going at it for about an hour, so good timing here. I think what we should do is transition just slightly over to something else for just a little bit. My headset's starting to die, guys, so I can't stay on much longer, and I got some stuff to do. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to transition to a little bit of NFL, kind of get into what's coming up. We got college football starting, and we got some games that we can talk, some video games we can talk about. So we're going to transition to that a little bit. If you guys liked what we talked about with the NBA, come back next week because we're going to have more, especially since finals probably will be over by then or close to being over by then. So we'll have more stuff to talk about finals wise. But real quick, we've had some news recently where the next Madden installment, Madden 24, is being rumored to finally be cross-platform. They have it integrated to where we could do cross-platform. They have the system in place. As you all know, they're already working on it, and it's around that time that they start, getting it ready for announcement because it comes out about October-ish, November-ish, somewhere in there. So it's around this time that they start leaking things, and it has been leaked and announced that it's supposedly going to have cross-platform. So those of you that don't know what that is, that means people that are on PS4, PS5 can play with Xbox One, Xbox S, Xbox Series, whatever. You can play together. You can play against each other. I'm a little curious to see how well it works because we all know right now the EA servers for Madden suck. Just on the platform itself. So I
Yeah.
mean, connection errors, stuff like that.
There's something I want to add to that. It was so if you take on what happened in Madden 23,
Yep.
uh, like gameplay wise, story mode, if you guys ever play story mode, all that, it was it was a rough it was a rough story mode for 23. It was it was hard, it was rough, it was um you didn't really get a lot of story mode in 23 like you have in all the other franchises of Madden.
Well, no, and
It
that's
was,
because they decided to do
you
something
create your
stupid.
player, yeah, and it was stupid. It was bad. It was gameplay was all right. Gameplay was good. I give it a
I mean, okay,
5.9 out of 10.
here,
Um,
here's my thing: is I only played the free trial that they had put out back when the game was releasing, and I haven't
uh-huh.
played it since. Right? I watch people play it because they're going to
Yeah.
play it no matter what. The issue with Face
Oh,
of the Franchise or Story Mode, which by the way, I hate the fact that they do Face of the Franchise and then it transfers over into Standard Franchise. It pisses me off.
yeah.
2022, you had a legitimate story, right? You're starting out a young kid trying to work into the draft. They incorporated the fucking Nike headquarters here in Oregon where we live. That was fucking dope, right? They gave you more options
It
for
was,
behind the
yeah.
scenes, like, oh, you need to talk to the trainer. Oh, you need to talk to your manager. Oh, you need to talk to this person. Oh, you need to talk to that person. And your choices impacted how you were with the team. That was cool.
Yeah, how they perceived you. Yeah, yeah, for
You
sure.
come into 2023 and it's, oh, you're a second year player. You didn't do so good in the draft. You didn't do so good
Yeah.
your first year. Now and then you get injured or whatever, and now you're coming back as a second year to make a comeback for yourself. How the fuck is that a fun story to do? Nobody likes doing
What pisses
these.
me off is you don't get to see what happened, you know?
No, no.
Like, okay, why did you get injured? Well, what's the story behind that? What the fuck? What the fuck, EA? Come on. Hear us.
Uh,
Listen to us.
the thing that EA is
Stop
not
trying to make
understanding.
something that isn't there.
Well, and see here's the thing is what EA is not understanding, right? Is what the people want is for the games to go back to the old Madden games, which I'm going to pull up my one of my things here and tell you which one I've been playing. I've been playing fucking Madden '09, right? Even Madden '09, which was one of the last ones to do it, had an actual My Superstar mode where you create your character, you do the workouts, you do the scrimmages, you do the things that you need to do to be a high rated draftee, then you're drafted. But then you get the options of like you have the old map on the wall. You can go talk to your agent and you'll have access to the performance center if they have it, or a performance institute. And then you have to like you start off with the crappy agents who don't really help you with stuff like the contract negotiations is sucky, the trade negotiations is sucky. You can't do as much. That is what people want. They want that old Madden from like 2000. I think they started that in 2005 to I think the last one was 2009, maybe 2010, where it is a legit make your character, which by the way, they incorporated your NCAA football characters into that, which made it way more fun. Like
Yeah.
if you were playing
Oh yeah.
Madden '09, if you had NCAA '08, you could take your NCAA '08 guy and put him in Madden '09 and continue his story, which is what a lot of people did. But then you had the option like, let's go to the barber,
Yeah.
let's go to my agent, let's talk crap about my coaches, let's promise a playoff, let's promise a Super Bowl, and that stuff legitimately impacted your likability, right? That is what they
Yeah.
need to do now, and they could do it so much better. They could legitimately take the mechanics of games that we got now and make it an actual like, hey, let's let the players actually walk around, their apartment. Let's let them walk to their whatever, or drive to their performance center, or drive to the stadium, and actually let us have like an open world
Yeah.
football game that everybody wants. you know right now the way it's done is
Yeah.
people mod games like GTA and Madden and combine them together where you get that aspect, but you have to mod it, so you can only do it on PC, which then isn't fair to everybody else like you and me who don't really want to do that or don't have the capability to do that. Plus it's illegal.
Or
don't don't mod,
exactly.
people. Don't mod. You'll get in trouble.
Yeah, don't mod. That's not good.
Um
So
but it's like that.
let's put a pause. Hold on. So let's put a pause on the Madden 23 thing, right?
Right.
Let's let's talk about the big elephant in the room being released here soon in the next, I think, year or so, is the new NCAA football game.
And I think they said 2024, so yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, so just some key points. It's so everybody on that's new to this podcast, so as we just recently started this today, me and my boy here, we're big Oregon fans. We love Oregon. We bleed that green and yellow. Um,
Yeah, if you were actually able to watch my
it's
kick stream, our names and stuff are green and yellow.
There you go. Um, so let's talk about Oregon, some NCAA, and then we'll go back to Matt real quick. Um, NCAA for 20, is it 14 or 24? Or did they say what it was going to be or anything?
I think they're going to call it NCAA 24 because 14 was released, which, by the way, is
24.
the most rare NCAA to find. Because one,
Yeah,
it is the last
I've
one
seen that.
ever made. And actually, our local game store, well, my local game store here where I live, because this motherfucker moved away. Um,
I did.
the guy
I
found a
know him.
copy for PS3. He's selling it for $500 because it's so
Dang.
rare. If you go on eBay and look up NCAA Football 14 for PS3, which is what it was mainly on, was PS3, there's people on eBay selling it for like
Mhm.
15, 16, 2500 bucks because it is so fucking rare. Especially if you get the special editions, which are even more rare. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But I believe they said they're going to call it NCAA 24 because, that's when it's supposed to come out or whatever. It's going to be, it might be NCAA 25 because if it's coming out in 24, then, they do that year jump or whatever. I don't know. They haven't really said
Yeah.
much on it because they've been hush hush for a long time about it. But, yeah, like you were
Right.
saying, we bleed the green and yellow. We're ducks.
Yeah.
Fuck the Beavers. Um,
Yep. Pretty much.
fuck Alabama too.
It's we don't talk about. We'll talk about more about Alabama this coming football season with that.
Yeah.
Um, but it was mostly uh
The the point is we have not had an
uh
NCAA game until 20 and since 2014 came out. So that was 2013 when it was
yeah.
released. What
Yeah.
people don't
And I
know,
mean, it's not.
the, the issue is they're being so secret with it, right? That's the elephant
Mm.
that's in the room is why keep it so secret when you know people want it, right? Don't keep it such a fucking secret. I mean, you have fucking Maxim Football 24 or whatever that's coming out. That's going to be a fucking free to play football game, and it does better than Madden in beta, right? So don't keep NCAA a secret. The thing that a lot of people don't understand with NCAA and why a lot of people like us are making a big deal about it is they stopped making them because NCAA would not let players get paid for their likeness to be in video games. So I think what one was it that had Tom Brady on the cover, or not Tom Brady, but Tim Tebow? Was that 12 or was that 13? I can't remember. It was around that time that they
I
really
would say 13.
started. They yeah, I think it was. I mean, I have it right here, but it was 11. 11 was the one that he was on. 13 was the one that had the two players on it, the one from Baylor and the other one from like Ohio State. It was RG3 and Barry Sanders that was on the cover of 13. What's this? There's also an alternative one that was that had DeAnthony Thomas on the cover too for 13.
Jeez.
But yeah. So around NCAA football 11, when Tim Tebow was on the cover, right? They, it was around that time that they really start. So 2010 was when they really started kind of looking into, hey, are these guys getting paid to be on the covers and be in the games and stuff? Because
Oh yeah.
the later games like you get now, they were using their names, they were using their likenesses, they were using their numbers and their skill sets and stuff like what they did in Madden, but with NCAA. And EA was getting into a lot of shit because of the fact, oh wait, we can't pay these college kids because NCAA wouldn't allow it. Which those of you that may not watch college football, they did not get paid for the longest of times to play college football. They still don't get paid to play the game, but they are allowed to get paid by sponsors now. That was a big thing that was announced is now that NCAA is kind of starting to let up on some of the restrictions. Players can now get paid for their likenesses being used. They can get paid from sponsorships, stuff like that. But they do not have contracts like NFL, and that's just a rule that NCAA has, and it's fucking stupid. Okay, I get these kids are in school. Why pay them to play football and be in college? Well, one, because colleges are fucking expensive, right? So why not pay them to go
Oh
out
yeah.
there every Saturday to play a game and that they can turn around and put that money back into their college education or save up for, whenever they get done with college, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so that's a big deal. So when EA is like, "Hey, we can't pay you for your likeness anymore," stuff like that, and then NCAA is like, "Well, we can't let you pay them," stuff like that. EA and NCAA kind of butted heads because EA is like, "Well, we can get rid of their likeness, we can get rid of their names," like how they did in earlier NCAA's, like '09 stuff like that. They just had random names or they used numbers for the names. Um, but
Yeah.
most people are going to create their own college character anyway and use their own name, so it doesn't really matter. Um, but
Right.
they
It's mostly it's mostly
it was mostly NCAA not
'cause
listening.
yeah, and with the whole entire NCAA and colleges and schools and all that, it's these kids now. It's a lot of them. Yes, about 90, you know, 99 to 100% of them, or all of them. You know, they're gonna play football. They're gonna you know they're gonna put all their heart, soul, blood, sweat, tears,
Yep.
failures, accomplishments, championships, national championships, conference championships,
Yep.
all that on the line
Yep.
to make it to the NFL.
Definitely.
And it's one of those things where if it's that fine line that you want to cross when if
Yep.
it's all about the money, brand deals, and buying the fancy things, buying the fancy cars,
Yep.
all that, or is it the love of the game, the love of the sport? Yeah, I got some money, but I'm gonna do X Y Z with it, and you know
Right.
not be one of those guys that be like, oh yeah, I just got a $274 million contract over 4 years. what, 50, 100 or 150 or $250 million is guaranteed. You know,
Yep.
let's go fuck shit up. Let's go do this. Let's go buy this giant ass freaking boat
Yep.
and go shitty next season. I'm calling you out, New York Giants. Um,
Shots
but
fired.
uh, uh, but yeah, it's that fine line that you want to cross. Is uh, do I want to play for the sport and the love of the game, or do I want to get that big contract and make it,
Yep.
you know, fall out of the NFL in 4 years, kind of
Right.
thing.
Right. Well, okay. Um, because you're calling out teams right now, um, we're gonna transition to NFL for just a second. Before we head out of here, the fucking Jets are gonna be scary with Aaron Rodgers. Just saying.
I knew you were going to bring that up. I'm so glad you brought that up. Okay, so here's my take on that. Green Bay fucked up. Okay, they fucked up with that Aaron Rodgers trade. You are going to trade away your franchise quarterback,
Yep.
franchise that runs your whole entire offense.
Yep.
Just throw him away. Just here you go. Here you go, New York. Here you go. Here's this statue that we're gonna give you of a quarterback,
Yep.
and we're fucked for the next 5, 10 years.
I mean, we can't really say anything. We did the same thing with Russell Wilson. Technically.
No. Uh-uh. No. I hate when people do this. Okay. So
Yep.
the Russell Wilson trade.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, good friends, best friends, buddies, woohoo. Seattle Seattle won the Super Bowl in 2013. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Had some rough a couple years after that. Went back to the Super Bowl next season. Throwing the ball on the 1 yard line. Malcolm Butler interception. Sealed it for New England, but we don't talk about it because it's not like Marshawn Lynch was having a fantastic fucking game, and we could have just right in there and just hold them off. But whatever.
Right.
Anyway, but it's. I honestly think that if Russell didn't leave 5 to 10 seasons, because Geno Smith trained under Russell Wilson. They did reps together. They took reps together. They did everything Russell Wilson taught Geno Smith what to do, how to look, how to pass, when to run, when not to run, when to duck, move, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. You know, and it's one of those things that
Dodgeball reference.
everybody thought dodgeball reference exactly. Everybody thought that Geno Smith, backup quarterback, didn't get a lot of reps when Russell Wilson was there. Crap, we're gonna have a crappy season. We're gonna do this. This is gonna be our record.
Yep.
It's gonna be a hard season, and it was not a hard season. It was a extra mentally good season.
Yeah.
Postseason, they fell off. They did the best they could. They did really good, but Geno Smith is the one that showed out and balled out.
Yep.
And I'm super glad that he's going to be with us next season for Seattle. And the winners and losers of that trade, Denver lost that trade 100%.
Oh,
And you can not convince me otherwise.
definitely. The thing that gets me right is look at what Denver had to give Seattle to get Russell. He has to feel like shit knowing that he went to Denver on like 13 different fucking picks and one player, maybe two players. I think it was two. But one of them being Andrew Luck, who did good for Broncos. He did. But he hasn't got to play a single fucking game for Seattle. He played like 2 minutes, and then Geno went right back out. We haven't utilized the kid, right? He's fine with it. He said he's fine being under Geno and not being a starter and, not playing as much because he's learning. But when you're a franchise player like Russell, right? And you have the right to be, decline a trade or, whatever, because of your no trade clause. Like, if you have the right to be like, oh no, fuck that. I don't want to be traded. But to go and be the franchise player with that, clause and all that, and you get told, hey, Denver's going to give us, 13 picks. They're going to give us 2 players. We think it's a great deal. What do you think? And you go, fuck it, I'm gone. You still have to feel like shit knowing that you just went to a crappy team for picks. Like, you're a fucking starter. You're a fucking franchise player. And you're going to a new team for picks. And then you go to said team and you do even worse than your final season with your previous team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so it says here, I looked up the trade between Seattle and Denver, right?
Right.
And it says, so Seattle got Drew Lock, quarterback Drew Lock, tight end Noah Fant, defensive lineman Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks. Okay, I watched the draft. I wanted to see who Seattle would draft and, see who else went to Seattle.
Right.
So in that trade, Seattle got the 9th overall pick, and I think they traded by the end of it, all said and done. I think it was they got the 5th pick. I want to say, is that correct?
Let me look here. NFL draft 2023, because I can tell you right now. So Seattle had number 6. And they had, for first round, they had number 6 and they had number 21 for first round. And for number 6, we got Derek Hall from Auburn, the outside linebacker. And then pick 27, or not 27, pick 21, we took Zach Charbonnet from UCLA, running back.
So can we talk about the top pick that we got at number 5?
We just got to follow.
Najee Harris, I think his name was.
Yeah. Cerebral McGee, thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate you joining the command post, and welcome to the SportZone. How you doing?
Number 5 pick for Seattle, Davon Witherspoon, quarterback, Seattle.
Yep. Oh, wait, that was round 2.
He's from Illinois.
Hold on. For some reason, it was on round 2. So
Sorry, guys. He's kind of dyslexic when it comes to numbers, so just give him a minute.
It was ESPN. The way that I had typed it in, it went straight to round 2 for some reason. So round 1, we had pick 5, which was Devon Witherspoon. We had pick 20, which was Jackson Smith Najiba. Which, honestly, I was okay with that one. He's a great wide receiver.
This kid, so they showed his highlights when he got drafted.
Right.
This kid is DK Metcalf material.
Matt Miller
of DK Metcalf.
Matt Miller compares him to CeeDee Lamb. But then it says post-draft analysis. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett give Seattle a great 1-2 punch at receiver, with them drawing attention away from Smith. however you say his last name again. He should see plenty of single coverage working out of the slot where he excels. That the decision to take a receiver over a quarterback also sends a message to the organization and fan base that Geno Smith is the quarterback for the foreseeable future. His first year impact projection is high impact day one starter. He gives them another option for Geno as he can play the slot and on the outside. So, dude, yeah, I wish he would have went a little higher than, pick 20. I think he deserved it. The thing that pisses me off though is the fact that instead of going at number 5 and taking our boy Christian Gonzalez, they went with Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. Christian Gonzalez is from the Ducks, and he had a outstanding fucking year.
He did, but I think Davon Witherspoon is a good fit for Seattle's scheme that they have going on now. They're going back to the 2013, 2014 defensive scheme of playing two safeties, one quarterback, and
Matt Miller compares him to Jair Alexander from Green Bay. So, that's not a bad comparison, honestly.
No. And, all love to Christian Gonzalez. Super glad he got into the NFL.
Yeah.
Super happy for the kid. That's awesome. Congratulations, son. It was amazing. And I wish you the best in New England.
But dude, he's with one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Exactly. And I hate to say this, but I think New England is where he needed to go.
I hate New to England say it, but yeah.
Fits his scheme and fits his dynamic of, okay, here's the guy with the ball. It's gonna be me or him. And I can tell you 9 times out of 10, it's going to be me hitting him and knocking him down. Because Christian Gonzalez, he comes off that line, and he's coming after you. He may be small, but that kid packs a punch.
Right. Let's see here. What Oregon Ducks were drafted in 2023. So just in this draft alone from this year, we had 6 Oregon Ducks taken this year. One of them being our boy Christian Gonzalez, which, don't get me wrong, he does look really good in a Patriots uniform. He does. We also had our outside linebacker DJ Johnson went to Carolina. Our boy, the Samoan fucking god, Noah Sewell, went to Chicago. But here's the thing that pisses me off about how he was drafted. He was 148th overall in round 5. How is Noah Sewell? They did him fucking dirty, dude.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens took.
He should have been.
Oh, he should have been at least second or third round. He shouldn't have been 5th round.
Strong second round.
And then the Ravens took our outside linebacker or offensive lineman, my bad, Malasala Amave Lalu, the other Hawaiian guy. New York Giants, fuck the Giants. They took defensive lineman Jordan Riley. He's actually kind of small for a defensive lineman, to be honest. Alex Forsythe, our boy.
Ooh.
He went to Denver.
Russell Wilson. If you ever hear this podcast, ever, I just want to let you know now. I hope he doesn't block for you.
Then we have 3 guys that went undrafted that were signed as free agents. And I bet you're going to be surprised who they are and where they went. So, to start off, our defensive back, Bennett Williams, went undrafted and signed as a free agent. Guess who picked him up?
Who?
The Dolphins.
No, God.
Fucking Dolphins picked him up.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
You want to know what else is bad? So our wide receiver, Costa, or not Costa, but Chase Cota, he went undrafted, signed as a free agent. You're really not gonna like where he went. He went to Detroit.
Yeah. Oh God, that's where career's gonna die.
He was drafted as a free agent to Detroit. And our last player draft, well, technically signed as a free agent, offensive lineman, TJ Bass. And you're really going to hate this one. Think about offensive lineman TJ Bass. Who do you think would sign Bass out of free agency? I'll give you a hint.
Out of free agency?
It's and it's NFC.
The fucking Eagles.
Wrong.
Washington?
He's traveling to Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my God. Fucking why?
He is going to Cowboys to give Dak Prescott that offensive line love.
Yeah, I hope he has a block for you, Dak.
Yeah, overall, not very good for our late rounders. Honestly, the best pick of the year was Christian Gonzalez going to New England.
Yeah, that's about it.
Here's some news for you. Okay, we got some new commits for 2024 to the Ducks.
Oh, we got some big numbers coming.
So
to the Ducks.
we got 5 commits as of well, we actually have more. This one hasn't updated yet. But as of 1/29/2023, we have their quote latest guy, Jackson Jones, edge from Yuma Catholic, is committing to Oregon. He is 6'3", 215 pounds. Let me go back because I know I saw something about their latest thing. Let's see, the latest college football recruiting. No, not that one. Oh, here we go. 15 days ago, Oregon lands commitment from 5-star QB Michael Van Buren.
Yep.
Top 20 prospect in 2024, committed to Oregon on Saturday. Van Buren from St. Francis Academy in Maryland is ranked 18th overall in the 2024 class and the second best rated pocket passer in the class behind Georgia commit Dylan Raiola, number 1 overall. So that was.
And you know where Rayola's going? Oregon.
Is he?
Oregon, I'm pretty sure.
Let me click him. Nope. Committed to Georgia 5/15/2023. Yep. That's why they're making a big deal about Van Buren, because he actually committed to Oregon, unlike Raiola. Let's see. There was another one I saw. Oh yeah, you're gonna like this one. So we got a transfer from Colorado.
Yes, we did. He's a wide receiver.
Nope. This one's a corner. Nico Reed, cornerback. Colorado's leading interception holder has transferred to Oregon. He is a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore out of Colorado. Well, he's technically from Oakland, California, but he is transferring from Colorado to Oregon.
Jeez.
Yep. His total score for 2022 is 41. Or his TOT was 41, solo 31, assist 10. He had 2 interceptions. He averaged 28.0. He had 56 yards. So he didn't get to play as much. We actually beat him 49-10 though in tackles. Well, in that game it was 49-10, but he lost bad. See fumbles.
No.
So he had 1 fumble returned in 2022. But yeah, we got him coming from Colorado. So that helps. So really quick, guys, let's talk about the schedule for the Ducks in 2023. And I think we'll end it with that.
Yes, why don't we?
Once we're done with the schedule, we'll end with that. Thank you again to those that have popped in and followed. We're sitting at 98 followers. Thank you. I actually lost a follower, so that's bullshit. Just kidding.
Holy crap, guys.
What?
We just started this today. We have 90, what would you say,
No,
97?
No, this is, so I'm streaming on Kick, so it's technically my account that I already started.
Oh, so you're getting all the glory. I'm just your moneymaker here.
So,
fine, whatever.
Our schedule this year, it's actually kind of short. Kind of pisses me off. But we have 2 teams that I have never seen us play before. First game, Saturday.
I've only seen one.
Saturday, September 2nd. Game 1 of the season, 12 p.m. on Pac-12 Network. Portland State.
Yes.
Portland State.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about Portland State and Oregon. Oregon, obviously, is gonna just they're gonna put the hurt on. They're gonna put their hurt on Portland State.
Dude, Portland State is fucked for their season.
Yes. Oregon is going to win that game against Portland State. It's pretty much just I don't know why they do this. I don't know why the NCAA does this. Is when they give you at the beginning of the season 3 non-conference games to play.
Dude,
I don't know why they don't just start it out
Portland
in conference
State
games.
Vikings are part of the Big Sky Conference. And they're 7th overall.
Yeah.
The Sacramento State is 8-0 in the conference, 12-1 overall. The only team, like the worst team, as of right now, out of the 2022 Big Sky standings, was Cal Poly with 1-7.
Yeah. Okay. They're in a completely different weird conference that it's one of those kinds. It's like the FCS.
Yeah.
It's like the retarded
we got
younger
Portland's
brother of the NCAA.
Right. we got the Portland State Vikings, so original there, coming to Autzen. You know, it never rains in Autzen, and they're going to try and beat us. They're not going to succeed. This one I'm
No,
actually kind of excited for. I wish it was a home game, though. September 9th,
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, my guy. Texas Tech.
Yeah,
I think that's
Texas
going to be a
Tech.
good game. Texas Tech is actually, they're slept on. They can actually be pretty good.
Mhm.
The other
Yeah.
one that I think is fucking nuts is Hawaii. We
So
haven't
funny
played
story about that.
Hawaii in a
We played
while.
exactly. We haven't played Portland State in a while either. So it's kind of familiar territory with Oregon. Played Hawaii and Portland State in Autzen,
Yep.
September 2nd and September 16th for those games. It's at 5 o'clock for the Hawaii game and 12 o'clock for the Portland game.
These are all Pacific
Um,
Standard Time, by the way.
yes, um, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, I think, is very select few teams in the NCAA that is slept
Oh, definitely.
on.
Definitely.
Their football team is, Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech,
Yep.
and you see how well Patrick Mahomes is doing for himself now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about September 23rd. That game is actually to be decided. They haven't released that one yet. It's Colorado and Oregon.
So that one's actually going to be funny because we just got their guy to transfer to us. So that's going to be his first game against his old
Exactly.
team. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we've played Colorado before. It's been a 50-50 matchup. They win, we win, they win, we win. I think it's going to be a good game, especially since this year it's in Autzen. Last year it was in Colorado. Um, I think it'll be a good game. However, the I'm worried about the Stanford game. I really am.
Yes.
I'm not as
Yes.
worried about Stanford as I am fucking Utah, but I'm worried about Stanford.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Um, that game is in Stanford, by the way, guys.
yep.
That game is at 12. Oh, 2 BD, but it's September 30th.
Yep.
Um,
So
that
just so you
game,
guys know,
that game
from
is gonna
September 23rd down to November 18th, they're all to be decided. The only four games that have a time is Portland, Texas Tech, Hawaii, and Oregon State, which is the last game of the year. Always is. Always our last game of the year.
and
Stanford.
guys, we will get to Oregon State here. Um, to go back to Stanford, Stanford's a good team. Uh, I hate to say it, but that's going to be one of our toughest games. Is playing in Stanford. We do not play well in Stanford. Um,
No, no.
Stanford, I don't know, has this this presence when they play at home. They are unstoppable. I think it was last year against California. Stanford just took off, and their passing game was, precise, clean. Their run game was kind of iffy there for a while, but they did pretty good. Um, but Stanford, I think, is going to be an all-around good team, and they're probably going to be in the top five in the Pac-12 this season.
I mean, so I'm looking at their roster lineup. Their QB situation is a little eh. They have two freshmen, a junior, and a sophomore. Um,
No.
fucking one of their freshmen is fucking 6'6", 235 pounds, out of Rancho Santa Fe, California. Charlie
Yeah,
Muir,
he's
number
a,
17.
yeah, yeah. He's like I said, they're going to be top five in the Pac-12 this season in rankings.
Yeah.
Probably nationally, they're probably going to be ranked in the top 20. maybe
Probably.
25.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not
but
I'm not really worried about the Huskies. Yes, they're second in the Pac-12 with an overall of 11-2 for 2022, but I'm not that worried about them. We've beat them many of times before.
yeah, but you also got to remember it's in Washington. Washington, like I said about Stanford, they're on a completely different level when they play at home. Um,
I'm pretty
it's
sure the
it's like
last
a
time we
different
beat them though
mindset
was
for
in
them.
Washington.
I think so, but it might be something completely different than last year. So we will probably just have to wait and see what happens. But I honestly think that they're going to beat Washington in Washington.
No,
Let's
they
talk
beat
about
us at
Washington.
Oregon. So
Yeah, so now it's I think Oregon's going to beat Washington. It's going to be close. It's going to be a hard fight. Uh,
I remember
Washington
this. Yeah,
State, Washington State.
that's at Autzen to be determined. Ugh. I mean, they're even ranked
That's
lower than the Beavers. So
yeah. So they might like I said they might be a struggle
well, and see,
for us
here's the thing:
in
is
that.
they're coming to us right after playing the Wildcats, Arizona. So
Ooh,
they're gonna
yeah,
be a little hot. Um,
yeah.
so the way that their schedule is they go Colorado State, Wisconsin, North Colorado. They play the Beavers in their fourth game. Then they go to UCLA, play UCLA, come home, face Arizona, come to us to face us, and then they go back to Arizona to face Arizona State. They have one second to last home game is against Stanford. Travel to Cali to face California. Come home for the last home game against Colorado, and then their last game of the season is against the Washington Huskies because it's rivalry
Mhm.
game. But
Yeah, rivalry week.
um, so yeah, they're going to be a little
They
hot.
might, yeah, from that Arizona game. Uh, so I mean, it's gonna be a like I said, those two games are gonna be a tough fight. It's gonna be it's gonna be who holds possession of the ball more and who
Yep,
uses the possession
yep,
more tightly and more time management and more just all around ball playing for those two games.
right. I'm not going to talk about Utah because I already know how that one's going to go.
Yeah, we that one's gonna be a lot.
That one, if we come out with a win
California
on
and
that one,
Oregon.
I'll be happy because we're playing in Utah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
gonna be it's gonna be hard.
USC and Cali, I'm not really worried about them. I'm a little worried about Arizona State, um,
Yeah,
but not much. And then we actually are hosting the Civil War game or the rivalry game because they can't say Civil War anymore. But I'm still going to call it that. The Civil War game against the Oregon State Beavers, who actually went fifth overall in the Pac 12 for 2022, which, by the way, they start their season against the team that I went and seen the Ducks for the first time against, San Jose State Spartans, which honestly, Spartans have been doing decent for their little division as well. But Oregon State
yeah,
being ranked number 5 in the Pac 12, they went 10 and
yeah,
3 overall and 6 and 3 overall in conference. Dude, they were tied with us in the overall 10 and 3. The only thing that made
yeah,
us ranked higher was we went 7 and 2 in the conference. They went 6 and 3. That's
yeah,
fucking scary. Like
yeah.
really
Last
scary.
year, Oregon State was scary. Um,
I mean, they
they
beat
just
us
had
38-34 in the last game of the season.
yeah,
They even went to the Las
Yeah,
Vegas Bowl against the Florida Gators and won 30-3.
yeah, they were a scary team last season.
Yeah.
Well, everybody else counted them out, and they're like, okay, well, we'll take that, and they took it and they ran with it,
Yep.
and they ran far with it.
They're going to be a little hot, though, because they're 3 games before, well, actually, let's say 5 games before they face us, go UCLA, which, by the way, they face 2 California teams back to back. They face California the 7th of, or 10-7. Then they go and face UCLA at home on 10-14. Travel to Arizona and face Arizona. Travel to Denver and face Colorado. Then their last 2 home games of the season is Stanford and Washington Huskies back to back, and then they travel to us.
Ooh,
They're going to be hurting.
I don't
Which,
know.
by the way, guys,
They're gonna be hurt.
the Civil War game is in Eugene at Autzen Stadium at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that will be aired on Fox. The Texas Tech game is also going to be on Fox. The Hawaii game will be on the Pac-12 network along with Portland State. Again, the others are to be determined at this point. Scheduling and stuff like that still has to be determined. But those are the times. If you guys have not been to an Oregon Ducks game, go do it. ESPN, if you go on ESPN, look at the Oregon Ducks schedule. They have a link to get some tickets from Vivid Seats, with some prices being as low as $58. I'm actually looking right here, section 36, row 72. It's a little higher up. It's on the visitor sideline, about left side of the end zone. You can get tickets for $54 each. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not ideal location, but it's actually not that bad if for $54 each. Obviously, you want to get closer. It's going to be more. One of the tickets, let's see right here, section 32, row 24 is $335 a piece. So and like right here, preferred level 32, row 18, 2 tickets, $577 a piece. So and that's on the visitor sideline. So obviously there's some stuff that you can't get into, like the suites and the stadium club, stuff like that, because you got to be fucking rich to get in those. But go watch the game. Go watch a live game, guys. It's different when you can see it live. Trust me. Yeah, you don't get all the commentary like you do on TV, which sometimes is great to hear, which is what I hear about WWE. A lot of people don't like watching WWE live in person because you don't hear Michael Cole and all them. So it's just a bunch of background noise and stuff like that. But it's not for that. It's for the experience of being able to see a live sporting event. I've been to college games before.
Mm-hmm.
I did the Oregon Duck one with my boy here. He took me to my first official one where I could actually sit down and watch it. The very first one I ever did, though, I was in Texas, and my cousin knew a person who you could go sign up for and sell water at the stadium and make some money. And that was Longhorns versus Texas A&M when Johnny Football was still playing in Texas A&M. That stadium and for the Longhorns is fucking massive. Fucking massive. It's crazy. Every time there's a kickoff, they shoot off a cannon, like an old time Civil War cannon. It's fucking dope. But just being able to be there, see how the crew sets everything up. You get there before most of the fans are there, and you see the crew setting up the cameras for the live viewing. Cameras are fucking cool there. Like, they even have them in Autzen, like, they're on these wires and they zip back and forth, and that's how they they show the gameplay and stuff. It's fucking awesome. But go watch a live football game, guys. Even if it's just like a high school game, go watch a high school game. It's fun to watch. Hearing the crashing of all the jerseys and all that together is fucking awesome. Definitely recommend you guys do it. But yeah, it's worth it.
It's a lot of fun.
Definitely would love to go see the Oregon State game. I would actually really love to see the Washington State game. That would be a fun one to watch. But again, It's Saturdays. Well, except for the Oregon State game. The Oregon State game is actually Friday, November 24th. It's the only Friday game that we have, which is actually kind of rare for us to have our rivalry game on a Friday, but I understand they're wanting to do it because, Friday nights go out with a bang type of thing. So Friday, November 24th, Oregon versus Oregon State in Autzen, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Fox. Guys, we love you so much. We appreciate you guys being here. We didn't get to everything that we wanted to because we took a lot more time on NBA section, but next week we got some WWE stuff to go over. We got some more video games to go over. We might branch out into a little bit more stuff other than just sports, but we wanted to do a sports podcast because that's what a lot of people are wanting right now. And especially with NBA Finals and all that going on, we got some good action going to be coming up. We got some UFC stuff coming up. We got NASCAR stuff. We got all this stuff that, we can go over. If you guys want to hear a specific sport, you guys can write into me on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever, or even hit me up on the comments on my next stream, and I'll make a note of it. But, guys, we love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'm the Marksman. This is Spartan1776, and you were watching SportZone's podcast on kick.com. We love you guys. This will be going up on my YouTube probably in the next couple of days once I do some editing and kind of get some stuff taken care of. But we love you guys. Thank you so much. Spartan, you got any last words you want to say to the guys before we end it?
No, just pretty much, go check out some Oregon games or whatever your favorite team is. Highly recommend it. It's a good time. A lot of fun, loud for sure.
Oh yeah, one of the loudest stadiums in the nation.
Yes, sir. But yeah, no, thank you guys again. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna try to do this as much as we can. Busy lives.
Oh yeah,
life happens.
Yep.
Just whatever. And yeah, if you guys have any recommendations on what you guys want to hear, hit him up, and then we will go over it, and we will try to get to it as soon as we can.
Definitely.
But no, other than that, bud, that's all I got. Thank you guys again so much. This was a lot of fun. We just came up with this idea on the spot type thing, but I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, and we hope you guys do too.
Definitely. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for turning in to SportZone, sponsored by GameNetics. Head over to GameNetics.com. Use code Marksman on checkout to get 5% off a custom-made controller. And thank you to Poggers Energy for sponsoring my streams. Head over to Poggers Energy to get your energy supplement and sleep supplements. Great company. They're fucking amazing. 10% off if you use code Marksman. I'll get some SportZone stuff created, and we'll get that out there as well. But thank you so much, guys. We do have a subscriber goal of 5 subscribers to start off the month of June. We're sitting at 98 out of 100 followers, so thank you so much to everybody doing that. Again, I'm the Marksman. This is Spartan1776. This has been the SportZone podcast on kick.com. We love you. Thank you. See you guys next time.
I just wanna see the light.